back in. So we're going to do pre for about 1 minute, and then we're going to just launch right into this thing.
Launch sequence. And counting.
Speaking of sequences, let's see. 4 hours and 55 minutes to go.
Oh, for the massive
affection. Nice.
Massive affection.
Yeah. Hold on, let's check this out.
And there's 3 games, and you said there's so many different factions, right?
Oh, it's just
different stories.
So many factions, so many stories.
DLC.
So many companion combinations. I'll be at this for a while. I won't.
Companion. Oh, that's true. Companion.
I won't need a PS5 for a while. So.
Well, you know why I won't need a PS5? Because Resident Evil Village is on PS4. So.
Dude, I watched some video for that.
I looked at the differences. It's so minute. Like, you have to, like, really care, you know?
Oh, sure.
To see the difference. And I do not care because I have a PS4.
And that's what matters.
Did you see the Dallas Cowboys' first game?
Oh, yeah.
Of the season?
Oh, yeah.
It's the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With,
they're not from Minnesota or like North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, don't you know?
Tampa Bay, don't you know? Yeah, that Tom Brady. He'll get ya.
I asked my friend because she's from Wisconsin, and she was like, "You'd be surprised how many people do talk like that up there, like her in-law,
don't you know?
her father, mom, and family, friends, and stuff like that. They get deep, I mean, it's like East Texas or West Texas. There's different dialects. It gets richer. Let's start the show, man.
Let's start the show.
Go watch a movie and pop some popcorn. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on today's Movie Broview. We hope you guys had a lot of fun. This is my host, Joshizzle2323. I am Charzar81. Next week, we're going to be going into, some different movies or whatever. And that's our show. We had a fun time tonight. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of good times. What do you think, brother? How do you think we did tonight?
Pretty good. I think it was quick and easy.
Quick and easy show.
Try to understand it. I just want to feel it. So.
I know it's all about feeling it, because you know what? It's already happened. So
right.
I can't
do
this.
You know what they say. I'll see you at the beginning, friend.
I can't do this anymore. This is the Movie Broview, guys. Welcome to the show. Again, a little insight on what we're going to be going over tonight. The two brothers, we go over our little brotherly reviews regarding movies about today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Again, my brother, Joshizzle2323, he is the co-host. I am Charzar81. We're going to be going over the movie Tenet today in our 10th episode. How perfect is that? You couldn't have written that script, right?
Well, that is a little dramatic. No, just kidding.
Little too dramatized, too dramatize.
No, I'm just saying lines from the movie.
Nice. Yes.
Because I love this movie.
We will definitely delve into it because we already have. Technically we've already gone through our review. We gave you guys all the little tidbits, shout outs. Today in the show that you've probably already listened to, we went over some birthdays. We had my version of Cheeto's Who Said It? And Josh did pretty well. I was actually surprised he did as well as he did in the show. In tonight's show, we're going to be talking about Tenet. It just came out on HBO Max not too long ago. It was actually a movie that came out last year during the pandemic. One of the very few movies that came out during 2020. And Christopher Nolan's, man,
genius.
He is a delight, to say the least.
Afternoon delight.
But yeah, we're going to be going through that. We've already gone through that. Before we go through that,
jeez,
I'm telling you, I tried to worm my way and try to figure out this maze on how I would open this show, because I wanted to open it at the ending, If any of you guys have seen Tenet, you guys are understanding all the inside jokes. If you haven't, I'm sorry.
What's happened.
Yeah. But just go over a little housekeeping news for you peoples out there who are watching live on the Twitch. Please drop a follow. I appreciate any and all follows that come my way. If you guys are live on the chat tonight, feel free to just jump on in. We will read aloud if it pertains to the subject stuff, so we can spring up some three-way dialogue. If you're watching on YouTube, the premiere, subscribe, and hit that ring-a-ding-ding for the follow on Joshizzle2323's YouTube site. You can also follow him on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. You can follow me on Twitch, which you probably are if you're here already, and I'm on Twitch and Twitter as well. I can't wait to talk about this movie. I've been waiting so long. I watched this movie even before our episode last week, and I've been sitting on bated breath, hoping and praying that, you kind of took my advice in regards to how you approach this movie, because it's going to be a doozy to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to be stuck on that? You going to be stuck on Fargo? Are we going to have to watch Fargo for you to...
No, not at all. But I get it now, by the way. Now that you have it in the background there, Charzar81 on his Twitch, he's got on his background Tenet, and it looks like it's reversed on the other side of Tenet. And I get it. All about
get
that
it?
We'll
you
talk
get
about
that?
it in a minute. Yeah, and it's the 10th episode. It's the Tenet episode. Let's go.
We're going to go around circles just all the way around that joke tonight. But before we do, we definitely want to have a little light time, just kind of extrapolate stuff that has come out this week, especially that pertains to us and interests us, and something that definitely interests me. I am so excited to see the second Venom installment coming through. The teaser came out this week. I know we talked a little bit right before the show, but I'm stoked about this. I loved the first Venom movie. Yes, it was not what I grew up reading in the comic books and Amazing Spider-Man, but it just appealed to me. I love this creature. I love the fact that he could stand on his own 2 feet without having to, rest in the shadows of Spider-Man. He's his own character. I love Tom Hardy. He's a great actor in everything. Gosh, Spider-Man was adopted by the dark. Tom Hardy was born in it. I don't know. You can conjure up the quote, can't you?
Oh, it makes perfect sense. He was born in it. He was literally molded by it.
But yeah, that movie, Inception, Bronson, he was in Star Trek Nemesis. He was
he was also in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh my God.
He was one of the young cats with Vin Diesel.
Crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's definitely been around the block when it comes to being in the Hollywood movies and such, and I'm glad he's in this movie. Obviously for the first one, but obviously the person who the newbie coming around the block who, if you saw the post credit scene in the first Venom movie, let there be carnage.
Don't forget Mad Max. That's a big one too.
Oh gosh, yeah. Like no, I mean, I wasn't gonna go, down the list or whatever. Those literally
Let's go down the list, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Hardy movies, top 10. Here we go. No, I'm just kidding.
Here we go. Let's get that Let's get that quote going. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, definitely Mad Max. That's honestly a top 10 movie in my entire movie list of movies I've seen in my entire life.
Really?
Oh gosh, dude. When that movie came out, to talk about this for one movie, when that movie came out, I was like, I'm just buying this. That's one of the first movies that as soon as it came out, I watched it and it was readily available on Amazon Prime to purchase. I immediately bought it from my library because I was like, I'm going to watch this over and over and over again. Fury Road is ridiculous. Excuse me. And I just can't get enough of that movie. It's just so good. But let's not talk about Fury Road right now. We're talking a little about Venom 2. Woody Harrelson's playing Carnage. What did you think of the?
I really liked. It's kind of cheesy.
Looks. I
really liked when they were cooking. He was cooking breakfast, and Tom Hardy's just there, and Venom's doing everything. And then he sits down, and the breakfast is there. It's like waffles, eggs, and meat, and ketchup in his face. It's just like this is perfect. You know what I mean?
Tomato. I say tomato. Let's go.
I know it's not
off.
It's technically not going to be an MCU movie, but I'm happy with it. I'll still watch it. It's a teaser, I'm not excited as you are, but I will watch it.
Sturm Rage in the chat. Love you, man. Thanks for popping in. I'm sorry you haven't seen it yet, so we'll definitely ring the alarm bells when the spoilers just start coming hot and heavy. I haven't decided how we're going to approach this movie because we've done movies that we've kind of seen together and we've kind of gone in chronological order through the movie, just kind of not scene by scene, obviously, but capturing the big moments or whatever. This movie just jumps completely all over the place. I had to watch several YouTube videos to make a lot of sense of what was going on. So we'll see when we get to that point. But back to Carnage. Yeah, the very beginning, you see that Eddie Brock has gotten used to the symbiote. He's greeting people in the convenience store. He's straightening the little magazine rack with, lovely Stan Lee's face on it. Rest in peace.
You're analyzing.
Huh?
You're analyzing this, man. I watched it once and I just got the breakfast part. Maybe because I'm a fat dude. I don't know.
No, the breakfast part was cool. I don't know. That. Those are some sloppy waffles. I don't know if I could go into that thing.
Tear it up. I'll tell you what. I can tear that up. Okay.
Yeah. That's. Sure. But no, that thing. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what a full blown trailer is going to look like. We talked a little bit. I think right before we start, we're I kind of want to see a movie without watching trailers, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. Sometimes trailers can give away too much.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
There's several movies I've tried to watch.
Terminator Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
That gave away who the hell the freaking bad guy was.
Yeah, and I get that they're trying to coax the audience to come in to see the movie. But man, there's just some beats that you're just come on. You know how much more impactful it would have been to kind of for example, Endgame. The way they were showing the trailer initially, the very first trailer, you would have thought Tony Stark died in that ship,
They took out characters for the trailer on purpose.
They did. And then I think a second trailer came out after that fact. And obviously it was the epic, walking by all the characters, before they jump through time. Yeah, the quantum suits. And then you see Tony in the background. I'm like, well, he survived. And like, yes, I get there's the like, oh, well, did this happen before this? Did this happen after this? If you saw Infinity War, you kind of understood that he was out in space with Nebula, and that was the only ship that they had. And so you're like, well, poop. And then when you watch the movie, the way it opens up, spoilers, by the way, the way it opens up, you're like, well, I already know that he makes it to get a quantum suit. So the movie kind of loses a little bit of its,
surprise.
A little bit surprise, a little bit of its heartfelt tension, because you're just like, he's dying, and he's running out of oxygen, and he hasn't had food, he hadn't had water, he hadn't anything, and you're like, well, the previews kept showing him in his quantum suit, and yes, Marvel likes to do their switcheroo or whatever, and maybe they just showed him there, but does he die at the very beginning? So it kind of took away from that. But going back
briefly, they did do that for Infinity War trailer. They had the Hulk running in Wakanda with other characters. That never happened.
Nope.
So you never know.
Yeah, and there were less Infinity Stones and all the gauntlet scenes in the trailers. So, it is what it is. I can complain about it or whatever. I'll just choose to watch less trailers. The problem with me
is... What's happened,
Oh, gosh, yeah, what's happened. Speaking of what's happened. I really, really want to dive into this. We started a little late tonight, but I really, really do want to dive into our movie review of Tenet. I think this is the right one. Yeah, let's put this in the background a little bit. So Tenet, boy, a Christopher Nolan joint. Again,
Spike Lee joint.
Dude, this movie, I'd have to say, my initial thought was that this was the movie that jumped the shark when it came to Christopher Nolan's pieces. By the way, yeah, we're about to go into full spoiler warning, so Sturm Rage, if you happen to be lurking around, just FYI, let you know, we're about to dive into some beats in the movie. Again, I don't think we're going to do what we normally do, but if you want to see the movie, you don't want to be spoiled by it, check back in about, 30 minutes to maybe 40 minutes. We'll still be here, and we'll be talking some cool stuff.
45 minutes. Somebody open a window.
I know, right? Anyway. But, this was the one I thought that was the one that jumped the shark, because even looking at trailers for this, I was like, things are going backwards. I have no clue what the story is all about. Maybe it's obviously COVID affected promotion for this movie. But boy, I'll say this. This shot up to damn near number one in my books for the movies that he's put out. And I'm including Dark Knight and Dunkirk in there too. And Inception. God, all his movies are great. Don't you think? I can't think of a weak one.
Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, come on.
That's how great his movies are. All of them are. You can't really pick a weak one. You just pick a weak one just because how long it is or whatever. I haven't seen Dunkirk. I only heard good things. But this one, I am so glad we talked about it briefly already.
Yeah.
I did not watch a trailer to this. I only saw glimpses of there's TV commercials. They're literally 10 seconds. All I know is that there's this building is exploding backwards. It's being built back up. That's the only part I remember about this movie. So I knew there was some sort of time jumping of some kind, reversal. So I was like, okay, I kind of have a glimpse of what I'm going to go into. But I'm glad I didn't watch a trailer. I just watched a trailer before this podcast, as you know, and I was like, wow, I'm so glad I didn't, because everything was a full surprise to me, and that made me think, from now on, I'm going to try my best not to watch trailers. But with YouTube at its readily, availability and the breakdown of trailers, it's going to be super hard for me, just because I love MCU and DC and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I first discovered Christopher Nolan with the movie Memento,
Which I've not seen.
It's so good. Guy Pearce is the protagonist in the movie. And again, it's literally like, and I told you how to watch this movie. You cannot do anything. This is one of those movies where Memento, I'm going just quick segue to pit stop to Memento really quick. It is a movie that it takes the pieces and literally flips everything. So you're literally watching the last part at the very beginning, and it intercedes like things that are going forward in time. Like how he does stuff with time sequences in movies, I thought that he couldn't do better than Memento. He did with Tenet. And again, it's just one of those movies where I get it. Like, I know that like, there's very polarizing opinions about this movie. A lot of people, they would just love to go see movies and have a good time and not have to think too hard. This happens to be a movie where you have to allocate some brain resources to know what the heck is going on half the time.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan likes to do those old switcheroos in every movie, if you think about it.
Yeah, like...
Think about it.
Think about it. So yeah, I mean, he wrote Memento, he wrote Tenet, Dunkirk, Interstellar, Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight, Inception, and this there was one like movie miss that I could not believe. Like I was like, why have I not seen this movie? He wrote the screenplay for The Prestige. I've not seen that movie, and I need to I'm a completionist when it comes to like movies and series and stuff like that, and video games as well. I will watch
Christian Bale.
I need to watch that. Yeah, Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman are in it.
Oh, geez. Interstellar? Holy crap. That was such a good movie, too.
Interstellar's great.
Gosh.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan, man, like, he is, like, if his name is on a movie, you can already just go ahead and take my money from me. Because I'm literally going to go see it. But back to Tenet. Good Lord. Again, it's so hard to, like, pick your spots for this movie.
Quick question. Why is Michael Caine in every freaking Christopher Nolan movie?
I know.
Michael Caine.
I don't know. I think he has an agreement. He owes him money or something like that, or he really loved him in that Austin Powers movies or whatever. But
he's got a photo of him doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He happens to be in a lot of his movies. Yeah, he was. He was Alfred. He was.
He was in The Prestige. He was in all the Batman movies.
Prestige. He was definitely in Inception.
He's in Interstellar.
Yep. Yeah, I mean.
He's in Inception, I believe, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's the father, or the grandfather of the kids. But yeah, so I've got to see Prestige, and I've also got to see The Following. That was like one of his first movies back in like 1998.
Shutter Island. I haven't seen that. I really wanted to see it.
Shutter Island is Scorsese, but I'll forgive you.
It is?
It's so good.
Okay.
No, Shutter Island's very, very good.
I'm not going to watch it.
It's good, though.
Kidding.
It's so good. We should do a review about that just so I can make you watch it. But back to Tenet. So yeah, like you have this protagonist who he's trying to get the MacGuffin, basically. I'm not going to, go back to figure out what the hell that thing was called, but basically there was a piece of this, doomsday device, and
it's called the algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm. Thank you. If it was all put together, everything, like the world, like completely comes to an end. Obviously, you had the protagonist, which he's never really named. He's just called the protagonist in this movie. Then you have the antagonist, which is, oh my God, Kenneth Branagh is just bananas amazing. I remember seeing him in Hamlet a long, long time ago. He's a great director. He directed the first Thor movie. But I did not see him pulling that Russian accent, that Ukrainian accent out of nowhere, and he pulls it off without a hitch. And I mean, I had to remind myself that is Kenneth Branagh the entire time, and I'm like, no, you cannot do Russian that well. You no, where is your, your English timbre that usually comes through? And he was great. He was a great villain. It took a while to flip and understand what the heck was going on, because first you got them going into this art safe, and then Freeport, where it's got this time release device that all the air is sucked out of the room if it gets broken into. It's very Ocean's 11-esque, where they have to break in and stuff like that. But before all that goes down, obviously you had the opera scene, which is pretty.
I thought I was watching Dark Knight Rises. I was waiting for Bane to start talking. Oh, the initiated, yeah. But yeah.
I mean, it looked like it. Yeah, the gas goes in the room, everything goes down, and then you kind of see a reverse bullet come out of a wall, and that's when you're like, okay, this is when you kind of get a little bit of a taste of what's to come. But it really hits the fan when it goes into the fight in the
that bullet. By the way, I thought I was watching it. I was like, did I see that right? Because I remember I didn't see a trailer.
Sure. I
had no idea. I saw that bullet come in, and he was by the staircase, by the chair, whatever. He was about to get shot. It was going back. It went backwards. I was like, wait a minute, did I see that right? Am I watching this in the wrong?
You're like, oh hell no! I'm about to call HBO Max and be like, hey, your movie's messed up, bro.
Yeah.
I want my monthly fees back,
bro.
That ain't right.
You need a new VCR.
But yeah, and then obviously he goes and talks to the lady. She's like, you just have to feel everything, and everything's kind of bouncing back, and they're absorbing gunshots from a random wall, and there's a lot of just definitions of time in this movie go cray cray, because it's time moves forward, but they use contraptions to make time go backward, and even though time is still moving forward, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what other word to put to this movie. But yeah,
timeless.
Yeah, nice. There you go. I don't know. Yes, timeless. Time. But no, it really hits ahead when. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the protagonist. What's his middle name? It's John. Oh, John Washington Denzel.
Yeah.
I was watching the movie. I had no idea what his name was. I had no idea he's the son of Denzel Washington, by the way. And I had no idea. So this entire time I'm watching Tenet, he sounds just like Denzel Washington. Holy crap. And then I thought to myself, man, if this movie was made 15 years ago, Denzel would be perfect for this part. Or 15, 20 years ago, whatever. But then I find out after I watched the full movie, I did research, I'm like, holy crap, it's his son.
That dude
I was just
has the best manicured beard I've ever seen.
James Harden times 100. That's just the perfect beard. Crazy.
And this is
you thought it's fake, but it's actually just neat. It's just freaking neat.
And this is through a fault of my own. Obviously, we were picking and choosing what movies that we can watch or whatever. I keep forgetting that he was in Black Klansman. That movie I have literally been trying to watch for the last year and a half, but I can't find it, or something else comes up, or another movie comes up that I'm like, I have to watch this movie first. And like every time I see like promotions for the Black Klansman, it like pounds in my head saying, hey, you need to watch this movie because it's very, very good. And I will definitely come around to watch that movie. I've heard he's really, really spectacular in that too. But
I want him in more action films like this.
Dude, when he goes through the kitchen, I love that line where he's like he forgot to ask for the hot sauce, which is pretty sly. But then he just goes to town. He starts pounding people. Like that's some crazy brawling stuff, and like he does it in like a really, really nice suit.
Equalizer stuff.
Yes. Oh, totally. Yeah. Like he, probably asked his dad for like some, movie fighting tips and stuff.
Man on fire shit.
You think he spent time with him on a training day?
Jeez. Q&A with John Q.
Nice. I don't know. It was him in all his glory. Anyway.
That's going way too far. He wasn't even like the main character in that movie. What the heck's wrong with you? Jeez. He's been in more movies though. I can't think of them right now. Oh,
you mean
Eli?
John?
Book of Eli.
Okay.
Can you read his Book of Eli?
Okay, we're not gonna go to about his dad. Let's go back to John David Washington. So yeah, he's not the only character in this movie.
John David Washington. That's right. Okay.
We have you're like John Washington, like Denzel. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. What? I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I had to look him up.
Close. Swanson.
Samsonite. I was way off. So yeah, oh my gosh, now I'm blanking on Robert Pattinson is also in this movie. Thank you. The Batman. The
Twilight.
2022
the guy from Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh. So I wonder if that line was put in this movie, the Twilight line. Speaking specifically toward Robert Pattinson in this movie, because
we live in a Twilight world.
Yeah.
And there are no friends at dusk.
He keeps repeating it to that one guy at the opera. It's like, we live in a Twilight world. Come on, say your line. But yeah, like I mean, that was really cool. The fight at Freeport. We've been talking around it, and like I can't help it, but this is just one of those movies. The fight at Freeport is the kind of the first sign that you're like, okay, this is crazy, because that one dude in the armored suit, he's coming out all backwards and stuff, and then like all of a sudden you start. I don't know if you listen much to the soundtrack. Did you notice like in those moments that the action music would kind of sound weird? It would go backwards. And
speaking of music, this entire movie's music is perfect.
Oh, it's classic. I'd hate to say classic. It's classic Christopher Nolan. It's, you think of a Christopher Nolan movie, you think of the big bongs from Inception or whatever, or like, those grandiose moments from Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, just, he's got this specific feel to those movies. I can't remember what who the orchestra guy is for his movies.
It's always the same guy, isn't it?
I think it's not always the same guy. I can't think of his name. I'm not gonna take a second to look it up. It's gonna take me way too long. But they do sound, a lot alike, and it's just one of those. It's those movies that you just love to watch. Gosh, there's so much in this movie, like the bungee jumping or the bungee jumping action. I don't even know what you would call how they entered that one building. That was like the most raddest way to infiltrate a building that I've ever seen.
He said something about, that's not even a word, bungeeing, or what did he say? Bungee jumping?
Bungeeing or whatever?
Bungeeing, he said, that's not even a word. Well, whatever you want to call it. I thought that was pretty funny.
No, it was really good.
Bungeable or something.
I guess.
Bungee jumpable or something. I don't know.
Oh, man. And then, so...
Even their little talks were slick. You notice that? Like, they're sitting in a random area in a hotel, I think, just sitting there. That's how they'd meet. Yeah. And then they're in a train talking about the plan. This is later on in the movie. And then earlier in the movie, they're talking about the plan for Freeport, about crashing that plane. Just the slickness of just what John David Washington did a good job of just being that guy, of just being slick, knowing what to ask for, what to plan for, etc.
Sure.
No questioning himself. He's just a pure heroic protagonist. He's just willing to do anything to do the right thing, to stop what's coming or going or about to come or never come, whatever.
Sure. So. I'm going to stop now regarding trying to get the main story beats of this movie, because it's not fair to the movie, because to be honest, I cannot express the complexity of the twists and turns of this movie. I do want to go to that huge set piece in the car chase, if you want to call it a car chase.
The entrapment and then car chase.
Yeah, this huge entrapment plan where they're basically trying to get the algorithm. It's being transferred in a case.
A piece of the algorithm.
A piece of the algorithm. It's one of the 10 pieces. And, that entire action set piece is just, it's awesome. It's a trip and a half, especially when it gets to a lot of the inverted, reversing mechanics. Again, this movie blows my brain apart half the time, because I'm trying to understand, one, how it looks going forward, and then two, so we do come to a point where there is a climactic scene between Sator and the protagonist, and they're going back and forth. His wife happens to be like a key figure in this movie. She is trying to do things to protect her son, basically, and it's not sadistic in that way. It's just like she is staying with this man for the sake of they're husband and wife, but their weddings their marriage has kind of fallen out, and she is trying to separate herself from him, but he's just the kind of man that he's like, he even states, he's like, if I can't have you, no one else can have you. And along the way, she meets up with the protagonist. They formulate a plan to try to get him to endear to the protagonist, so he will trust him to try to steal, quote unquote, or steal, I don't even know, procure the 10th piece of the algorithm. And so she's involved. They have this huge back and forth, and then you start to see that she's actually going backwards, or he's going backwards. It's just this crazy set piece, because he's talking to people in a walkie-talkie that's going back in time or forward in time, but he's going backward. It's crazy. I sound like a lunatic trying to explain this movie, but
there's two worlds. It's all the same world, but you have the reverse. And you have the reverse, and then you have the going forward.
And they're interacting.
But yet you can exist in the reverse, but you can't breathe it because it's backwards oxygen.
Yeah.
If you breathe it, you die.
And chemicals act a lot differently in the reverse world. Right.
Fire causes ice.
Yeah, fire turns to ice. Just crazy stuff that, I know that YouTube videos and the internet has just picked apart, scene by scene, just be like, well, how can this happen? Well, what happens when you eat in this world? It doesn't matter. They're not trying to eat. They're trying to get this 10th piece of the algorithm.
You have to eat through your butt.
Yeah. Okay, Stan Marsh, you have to sit on the Keurig or whatever, and
there you go.
just put it there, and then you poop out of your mouth.
Oof.
No, it's one of those. This is one of those movies that you have to watch and absorb, and literally stand out on a ledge and basically draw a line as to how you feel about it, because it's complex, it's complicated, yet simple in its way.
You thought Inception was confusing? You will be confused.
Oh man,
for a little bit.
Yeah, like and like it's so funny because like, and then I love the way, again, Christopher Nolan, the way he plays with time in this movie is really, really, really intriguing, because it's going in one direction and things are occurring and that are happening to our main characters. But then when they go into the turnstile and they go backwards in time, yet they're going forwards. This sounds like a loony. They're going backwards in time, yet they are going forwards. You know, you are seeing them interact with their own self, yet, you know, not directly, because that would cause like this weird, you know, time paradox or whatever. But yeah, like
grandfather paradox.
Well, like like that set piece that like the entire set piece that we're talking about. There's this car that's flipping over end or whatever, and it's just kind of part of the scene initially. But then you come to find out that the protagonist was actually in this car, and that's the car that flips over, and you know, the one that Sator tries to catch on fire or whatever.
He ends up fighting
turns
himself,
into ice.
Turns out.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was going to lead to. So the beginning, you see this guy, you see the protagonist walk in, and they're at they're at Freeport with the art and stuff. And this guy comes out of the turnstile in full body armor, and they go to town on each other, and they're fighting, and then just kind of like leaves. You know, he asks his friends, like, what happened to the other guys? Like, oh, he's like, I took care of him, whatever. And it makes me wonder, like, because he like knew. I'm like,
no, I get it.
He like knew that the guy that he was fighting was him, so he just kind of like let him go, you know. And so, like, when you're watching at the beginning of the movie...
I didn't know that. Yeah. At the beginning, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, you're watching at the beginning, I'm like, how would you just, like, randomly let this guy go? Like, he attacked your friend. Like, what's going on here? Like, that's weird. But then later on, he kind of, like, knew... This is so crazy. I love this movie. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Like, I mean, it's hard. I don't want to... I know we say spoilers, and I'm not wrapping up by any means. Like, we got, you know, any more to talk about this movie,
and that's gonna do it for the movie review. No.
But I really did enjoy this movie. Like, it's so hard to articulate and put into words the literal journey through this movie, like the actual through line, without having to constantly backtrack and explain, you know, this is technically the same scene, but it's going reverse, but they're really going forward. You know, and now, like, you know, we've got to go back in time to when, you know, because the entire setup for how Sator becomes rich in the first place, that is crazy. Because he basically uses this system to, like, you know, make his deals, make his money in like a very, very fast paced scale, because he knows what's going to happen. That's my understanding. I don't know. I mean, I know I'm talking a lot here. Please interject if you need to, or maybe you've already interjected, and I just.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. That relationship, and we're kind of going all over the place, which I'm fine with, because this movie is really all over the place, but it really does complete itself once you're right at the end. It's amazing how Robert Pattinson's character. He knew it all along. Mm-hmm. He said at the end. So at the end of the, I hate to say the end of the movie, but we're going to jump around because we can go backwards, forwards, inside and out, etc., etc. Robert Pattinson says, "I'll see you at the beginning, my friend."
Yeah.
It's like, wow. So the protagonist is like, that's just the beginning. He has to live through. He has to go through all of that, and then go back and recruit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's in complete control. He kills that Indian chick or whatever.
Well, I
that
mean,
turns out to be.
And initially, at the very beginning of the movie, you're thinking like, who is the protagonist working for? You know, like,
Right.
Is it this Indian lady? Who is the person who is, you know, holding all the strings basically of the marionette, controlling the protagonist, like, you know, doing as he does this person's bidding. The more this movie morphs and travels along its path, you come to find out that the protagonist is actually the one who kind of orchestrated all this to the beginning. Yeah, he was the one that came up with all of this. A lot of the lines that she uses, he used later, and so you're coming to find out like maybe she took those lines from him, and when she thought that he was the underling, you know, she didn't realize obviously before she got capped that it was his plan all along.
Right. I'm gonna look at the world differently now.
Oh, you know? My gosh, yeah. Like, you know, the idea that, you know, so it's not, and then like that's a cool part about this movie. It's not truly a time travel movie. It's just time is how you perceive it to be. Like, yeah, there are moments where they're traveling backwards in time, and then,
well,
I guess it
that
is.
Scene where the end battle, you know, where you have Sator's, you know, guys versus, I guess that's the CIA, or British intelligence or something. I don't know, some sort of army of the protagonists, right?
Yeah.
You had two teams. You had a blue team and a red team.
Mm-hmm.
And they were one was going backwards while the other one was going forwards.
Mm-hmm.
A building was being destroyed and then being rebuilt, and then rockets shot at it again to be destroyed. It's just like,
sure. Well,
the blue team was meant to fail,
and
then the red team was meant to complete it.
And that's the point where, when the explosion occurred, we go back to Sator, and he was there at that explosion, recovering the pieces, and that's when he found the instructions to the algorithm that he had basically given to himself. So crazy.
It's amazing, though. I like a movie like that. I like a complicated, crazy movie. That's just, you don't see that often. Inception.
And I'll say this too: when I watched this movie and I finished it, I was like, "Oh my gosh! I hope my brother likes this. Like, this can be like a lot more intense than our just like superhero movies. Let's do this, you know, or you know, hey, a big lizard and a big monkey get together and have a grand old time."
Is that a monkey?
No, like this one definitely goes to a place that, you know, again, if your brain is not turned on, if you're dual casting at that time, you're not gonna understand what the bleep is going on. Because half the time you're like, wait,
two parts of a day to watch it. It was yesterday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I watched 50 minutes in, right up to a point where the action stopped and they were about to start talking about something.
Good.
And then I let it go, like you said, and then waited late at night to watch it myself. Just that.
Yeah.
Just that. Concentrate on that. Because 50 minutes in, I was like, man, I had better pay attention because I know this is going to be way more intense.
I got everyone in this movie, I think, does a really, really great job. Michael Caine is just kind of there, like for a few seconds. I was like, "Wow, way to get."
When I saw him, I was like, my face lit up. I was like, "Oh, hey, Michael Caine!"
Yeah,
Michael Caine.
It's Alfred. So, like, you know, the actress who played Sator's wife. I'm trying to look.
Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy. She did a very good job
tall,
too.
Drink of
it's
water.
like, yeah, very tall.
Drink
Good
of
Lord. But she did a fantastic job being the damsel in distress, as well as, you know, the rebellious, you know, stand up against, you know, the man that's basically holding her down, holding her hostage, you know, because, you know, she's doing that all for her son or whatever. Did you know? Okay, so there's a couple of questions I want to ask, in like kind of like as I watched this movie, I knew what kind of movie this was. Like, I was like, okay, it's gonna be one of those movies where it's a lot of back and forth, you know, like
there's a twist.
There's gonna be a twist. There's a twist within a twist. So when the protagonist was fighting that guy in the armored suit, I'm not even kidding. I think like after he had launched out of the back garage door, or unlaunched or whatever, because of the airplane crash, something told me that was him. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I bet he just fought himself. I don't know why I'd think that, but
mine was I had a split inkling, like a split instinct, a split second, a split, just like, was he fighting himself?
Yeah. Now,
you know, like, but I thought of it, then I forgot about it. You know what I mean?
Here's the crazy thing, and I had to watch some YouTube videos regarding this. I had to rewatch the movie again, and specifically this scene. So
well, before you said it, why the hell did he try to shoot himself 3 times?
Okay, so when you watch it at the very beginning, you notice that obviously, I'm going to call him suited dress suit protagonist. Dress suit protagonist is not understanding what the heck is going on, because he is literally fighting this guy backwards. You know, he's trying to dodge. He's trying to dodge these bullets or whatever. You know, coming at him or whatever. You know, he stabs him in the arm or whatever, and he just gets away. When you watch that scene, as the fight progresses, you start to see dress suit protagonist understand how the fight is going, and he gets better. That's why he finally overcomes him, you know. Now when you're seeing armored suit protagonist that gets blown into the garage, or into Freeport, you know, with the crash of the plane. At the beginning, he's trying to figure out, like, you know, because you can see, like, when they're stepping at each other and they're trying to dodge at each other or whatever, you start to see their steps, and it's very, like, they're very akin to each other. They're very alike with each other. I didn't notice this the first time, by the way. This is my second assessment after, like, seeing several YouTube videos of, like, oh, this is what actually happened. You're just like, oh my God, like, seriously? Like, that makes Christopher Nolan even more of a genius. And so
when a director makes you do research on a movie you like and you understand it even more, and he did a good job.
And so the question being, why did he shoot the gun at himself, knowing that was himself? He was trying to just unload the weapon. Like, he wasn't actually, like, trying to shoot him in the head. He was trying to get rid of all the bullets, because he knows that inverted bullets, if they had, you know, hit himself, those are fatal. Like, those are apparently, like, you know, regular bullets are fine in this, you know, universe.
He's collecting the reverse rounds.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. Makes sense.
And so, like, it was kind of cool to see from the inverse, because remember, like, they're walking through the thing, or they're about to take the gurney with Kat, who was, you know, injured, and, like, he's like, my arm's bleeding, you know. And so, like, he kind of, like, starts to feel this weird pain, and then you see later on, like, the reverse stabbing into the arm, like, which was completely gnarly. It just makes you think about your perceptions of time and how that would work in that bananas way that Christopher Nolan did. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this movie. The fact that it made me think a lot.
It's like that meme. It's like that meme of that black dude where he's, like, pointing at his head, like, makes you think. Have you seen that meme? It's used all the time.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was like, that should be our tag right there.
Yeah.
Is you pointing to your head like that. But no, like it's like I don't know. Like I give that movie a freaking 9.5. Like, you know, not 9.5 pop,
You can't-
9.5
you're not
boxes
gonna
of
give
popcorn over 10.
You're not gonna give it 10 milk duds?
See,
Yeah, it's hard to give a movie a 10 because it has to be absolutely perfect, and no movie is actually perfect. But I'm trying to find why this movie is bad. And
my
the music
only
is great. Okay.
my only criticism about it is that there are middle parts that get really like convoluted. Like it gets too like, wait, what is going on here? Like the entire part where he's kind of befriended Satyr, but he's in the boat and like he's collecting the gold pieces. Like that kind of came out of nowhere. And like I paid attention as much as I could through that movie. The battle at the end was kind of strange. I understood the objectives, but it was like, okay, who are you shooting at? Like, you know, all of a sudden you kind of just all of a sudden saw bad guys there, but you know, there was an invading force and a retreating force, and like, you know, like you said, like it's hard. Like it is very hard to give any movie the perfect score. Like, you know, 10 out of 10 peppermint patties. I'd have to do a 9.5, like, and leave the other one aside. That would be my score.
Saw the movie. So you saw the movie twice, right?
Yes.
Okay, I could have swore. So you know who Matthew Lillard is?
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Lillard is the guy who plays Shaggy in Scooby-Doo,
Yeah.
the Scooby-Doo movies, and he's been in other stuff too. I
Was,
could have swore
he was in Scream.
he was in the airplane with the Indian guy, helping him get rid of the crew to go ahead and crash that plane. I could have swore he was that white dude with glasses.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah.
It's not. I'm looking up on Wikipedia. He is not in that movie.
Yeah. I mean, probably guy that just looked just like him.
That dude looked. I was like, oh my gosh, that's Shaggy. Like the entire time I'm watching, like I'm trying to think. Okay, let's be serious, Josh. Watch the movie.
Hey, it wasn't me.
Boy, Scoob. But anyway, never mind. That was just a little nugget, I guess, that never was there. Maybe they took him out and I didn't even know it through a reversal or something. I don't know.
Oh, sure. No, that is the score I'd give this movie. 9.5 milk duds out of 10. Watching.
And you've seen it twice.
Yep.
The second time, did you watch it backwards and just watch it the same way?
There are some cool parts in that movie where, and again, like I'm having to redo my research, where they're listening to guys and like it's the entrapment and car chase. Remember, it's just like a really quick fleeting line where the protagonist is asking, oh my gosh, well I can't remember his name all of a sudden.
Satyr?
No, Neil. Robert Pattinson.
Neil.
His name's Neil. He's asking Neil's like, man, don't you understand Ukrainian? Like, what is he saying? It's like, yeah, I can understand, but they're saying everything backwards. And then apparently, if you reverse it, like it's just normal, like
Talk.
Normal talk. Yeah. So, like, you know, big ups to like all like the little details in this movie. Especially when dealing with time, that can be extremely tricky, especially like for people who are just like gonna go out and dissect it and you're like, well, what about this part, blah 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 blah. Here at the Movie Broview, we're not gonna go too much into that, but as a whole, like I said, I absolutely love this movie, and I get why this movie has polarizing opinions. I mean, maybe that's just the essence of Tenet. Like it is part of the Seder Square, the Rotas Square. Where it says it spells Tenet like right in the middle, but everything goes forwards is backwards, backwards is forwards. Good is bad, bad is good. And
principle or belief.
Yeah.
Especially one of the main principles of a religion or philosophy.
Yeah.
Tenet.
Yep. Totally Tenet. I mean, I got nothing else to say on this movie. Like it's that's the end of our spoiler warning. Unless you got any more to say, brother.
I'm looking forward to more movies with John Washington Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, John David Washington.
John Washington.
Son of Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, go.
By the way,
go
real
check
quick,
out Klansman. Go check out the Book of Eli.
The Book of Eli. He's in Book of Eli.
He's actually the producer.
Oh wow! I need an Owen Wilson. Wow.
He was in Ballers.
What was I gonna say? Crap. Oh, I have a little bit more respect. I mean, I've always, I guess, kind of respected him. He's an actor, but I have way more respect for Robert Pattinson now. Like way more after watching this movie. I cannot wait for the Batman. Can't wait. I can't wait. I mean, the trailer was enough, but actually watching him in just a whole different role that has nothing to do with vampires or magic, I like it. It's great. Great.
Cool. Well, man, we are at the end of our movie review for Tenet. That is our little alarm. It's closing off the spoiler. No more spoilers going forward. I'm trying to decide now because, this movie has just taught me a lot about time and, like, the respect of time. And to be honest, I want to cut straight to the chase, and I want to go right to who said it. You want to do that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And
That.
I am going to be the host of this week's Who Said It? And this Who Said It is brought to you by Time. Time travel, that is. Brother, I am challenging you to a Who Said It, sir.
Oh, man.
Everything that I am taking, all these quotes that I am taking have come from movies that have time travel in it.
Hopefully movies I've seen. All right.
I'm okay, so I've looked at all the movies. There might be one that you may not have seen, which would be a travesty, to be honest. But there's nothing. I didn't pick Time Traveler's Wife. I don't think you ever seen that movie. I didn't pick The Lake House. Did you ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm. With Keanu Reeves?
Yes, with Keanu.
With the letter in the mailbox type of thing? Reading from a future or past or something.
Exactly. So there is a little bit of time travel there. Okay, so there are 20 of these. So 10 and 10.
God.
Yeah. I'm told you, I had fun doing these, man. I can see why you like picking these out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So again, these are going to range from very, very easy to a little bit challenging. So here we go. Number 1. Lying is standard operating procedure. Who said it?
Oh, the protagonist.
What movie?
Tenet.
That's right. That is right. See, I told
you. The same backwards.
These are gonna be some of these will be easy, some of these will be hard.
You think I was paying attention?
That's right. I was. That's exactly, honestly, why I put that on here. I was like, this line comes out, but sometimes if you can miss it easily. Number 2, So, Back to the Future is a bunch of bullshit? Who said it?
Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, Endgame.
Ant-Man Endgame? Oh, you mean Ant-Man Endgame. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The movie's actually
the
called...
The actor's name, the movie, and who said it?
I was like, actually the movie's called Avengers Endgame.
Jeez. Oh, jeez.
Number 3. A long time ago, actually a long time from now, I was your most helpless student, and you unlocked my mind. You showed me what I was. You showed me what I could be. I don't know what to do that for you. Who said it?
Well, Wolverine says it to Professor X in Days of Future Past.
There you go, man. I was like, it's a little bit of a, curveball there. I didn't know yet. Just triple checking to make sure that you knew that one at least.
Logan says it.
Exactly. That's right. Number 4. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Biff, Back to the Future 1.
There you go. That is correct.
Billy Madison, Chris Farley.
Boy, I'm not challenging you that, huh? You seem to be going through these really, really easy. Okay.
I'm not looking them up either. I'm just sitting here without the hands on my keyboard.
Oh, I know. I hope that'd be impressive if you can type that fast. I don't know how much longer I can hold this. Who said it?
The black dude that works for Cyberdyne?
What is his name?
I don't know. He's in that show Scandal. I don't know his name. Oh, John? No, that's not it.
What?
I know his kid drives an RC car, and then all of a sudden, Sarah Connor shoots her up.
Oh my
shoots him up.
gosh.
I'm gonna break down the scene real quick, and then.
Well, what movie?
Oh my gosh, she screams. Terminator 2. She screams his name. I have no idea his name. I forgot.
Con. His name is Miles Dyson.
Dyson, there we go. Like the vacuum.
I'll give you a half a credit there. Yeah, just like the vacuum. Yeah, but it kind of sucked when he died, didn't it?
Didn't he die in another movie recently that we watched?
He was in Godzilla King of Monsters.
That's right. He was the one who saw Mothra for the first time
Exactly.
with the twin. Mm-hmm.
No wonder your president is an actor. He's got to look good on television. Who said it?
Dr. Brown in Back to the Future?
That's right. See, I'm getting these.
Who's the vice president? Jerry Lewis?
Steve Weinman is the Secretary of Treasury or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, he goes into that. All right, this is number 1.
Well, I love Back to the Future.
3.
I can watch that anytime, all the time.
I'm literally just trying to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is number 7. Here's a question. Was it morally wrong for me to exploit my knowledge of future for personal financial gain? Perhaps. Here's another question. Do I give a fuck? Who said it?
What's his name in the Hot Tub Time Machine? He created Lugal. Or is it Lugal or?
Yeah. What's his name?
And then he creates Twitagra, like Viagra and Twitter combined.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good movie. I don't know why people give it crap.
I love that movie.
I don't know. I don't know his name, but I know he's in that basketball movie with Will Ferrell.
Nice.
And he likes to watch his wife do things with Woody Harrelson.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's weird. He's hilarious.
He created Lugal.
Lugal, there you go.
His name is Lou. So.
Lou. Oh yeah. And then he's forced to suck that dude's. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. and it will absolutely will never stop, ever, until you are dead. Who said it?
Sarah Connor. I'm trying to think what movie. Sarah Connor in Terminator 2?
Is that your final answer?
It has to be 2 because she didn't realize what it was in 1, so I'll go with 2.
Oh, brother. You got the series right. It was actually Terminator 1.
It wasn't 1?
And it was said by Kyle Reese.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I just gotta kind of see her saying that in 2.
No, I mean, she
Because
got
she's trying to
she
explain
got
to the
all
doctor.
hard
Yeah.
in 2, but she was very damsel in distress in 1. And he was trying to, like,
Oh, yeah.
tell her, like, listen, hello.
Right. They're in the car, right?
Yes, pretty much.
And, like, he gets bit, like, she bites him
She
in the
tries
hand
to bite
and
him,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is this thing? I mean, it serves no useful purpose for there to be a bunch of chompy, crushy things in the middle of a hallway. No, I mean, we couldn't have to do this. It makes no logical sense. Why is it here? Who said it?
Oh my gosh, I have no freaking clue. Time travel movie. One more time?
What is this thing? I mean, it serves no useful purpose for there to be a bunch of chompy, crushy things in the middle of a hallway. No, I mean, we shouldn't have to do this. It makes no logical sense. Why is it here? Who said it?
I'm good. I freaking have no clue. I can't even guess the movie, to be honest.
All right. Well, this one was a tricky one. There was one moment in the movie where they did go back in time, like a few seconds. So I technically dubbed it a time travel movie. It was Galaxy Quest, and that was Gwen.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in
Sigourney
so
Weaver's
freaking long.
character. She was talking about that moment where they were walking through the underbelly of the ship. And basically, you know, the ship is designed based upon the historical documents, the historical records that, you know, were beamed from Earth through television waves or whatever. And there's this moment where all these crushing things are pounding and they've got like huge pistons going. And she's like, I don't understand why we have to do this. This is the worst written episode ever. I thought it was funny.
I haven't seen that movie in its entirety in a long time.
It's so good. Like, that is one of the most
right?
Yes, that is one of the most underrated movies, like, ever.
Ever.
I'm back. I'm home. We finally really did it. You maniacs! You blew it up! Damn you! God damn you all to hell! Who said it?
Charlton Heston in Planet of the Apes.
That is correct. Yeah, you find out that he actually like time travels to the future, and he thinks he's on a different planet, but he's actually gone to the future, and apes have taken over.
Dr. Sayus, Dr. Sayus. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull? Who said
Dr. Brown says that to Marty in Back to the Future.
There you go.
This is heavy, Doc. This is heavy, Doc.
I was like, that's a softball one. You should hit that into the park, out of the park, into the park. What? Guy, I have no clue what number we're on.
45.
We used to look up at the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt. Who said it? I absolutely butchered his accent, by the way.
One more time.
We used to look up at the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
Man, that's a good line. Once it's given, I'm like, oh man, that's where it's from. You know, like I should know that. I've heard that line before. Fairly recently, probably. I don't know. It's from Interstellar. I don't know idea.
Bam! That's right. Who
Is
said
that
it?
Matthew McConaughey?
Yep. Well, yeah, his name's Cooper, but yes, that is Interstellar. Cooper Matthew McConaughey.
Man, you butchered
Nice,
his
man.
freaking accent,
I told you.
bro,
I
with the
told you.
passion.
I was like, this is the worst accent ever.
All you have to do is do a young Jerry Jones. That's all you have to do. I drive.
No, I know, like that was horrible. Like, I even like, I'd like to think that I could do some decent accents, but that one just escaped me. It was just so bad. Okay. People think in terms of good and evil when they really time is the only true enemy of us all. Who said it?
One more time?
People think in terms of good and evil when really time is the true enemy of us all.
Apocalypse and... No, that's not it. Hold on. I was going to say Apocalypse, and that has nothing to do with time travel, even though he was in a tomb for thousands of years. But there's no time traveling, that's just waiting. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know. Wait, time is... Oh, Robert Neal? From Tenet? No, I don't know.
No. That shot in the dark went nowhere. the Interstellar one was good. That was like, I don't know where that one went. That was actually Caecilius from Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And there is time travel in that movie. As you know,
yeah, he repeats himself over and over again. I've come to bargain.
I thought about using that one. I was like, that's just here. I'm just going to throw the ball over the fence and you run around the bases.
Put it on a tee.
Yeah. Here's the end zone. Go.
Right.
This is a dude who 700 years ago totally ravaged China, and who we were told 2 hours ago totally ravaged Oshman's Sporting Goods. Who said
Bill
it?
and Ted, Keanu Reeves.
We don't know who said it. Like, I know, I used Keanu Reeves. I think he did say it though, but because it was at the presentation at the very end of the movie.
Oh, I don't even know who's who. Is that Ted?
Yeah, Ted is Keanu Reeves, yeah. And Bill S. Preston Esquire is, I can't remember his name.
Alex Winter.
Yeah, Alex Winter. Thank you. Because you need each other, I could not deprive you of the revelation of all that you could accomplish together, of a friendship that will define both in ways you cannot yet realize. Who said it?
Neil from Tenet?
Is that going to be your default now? C.
Johnny Cage?
I'll do it again. Because you needed each other, I could not deprive you of the revelation of all that you could accomplish together, of a friendship that will define you both in ways you cannot yet realize.
Rick and Morty? I don't know. I have no
Rick
idea.
And Morty, wow. No, this is Spock Prime from the Star Trek movie from 2009.
Jeez. That was a reach. Ooh.
There's time travel in it.
No, yeah, I absolutely know that. With the, what do you call it? The, don't tell me. What's the enemy? The, starts with an R, right?
The Romulans?
Romulans, yeah.
Starts with an R. Yes.
I was right.
You were right, yes. Then I saw it. I saw a mom who would die for her son, a man who would kill for his wife, a boy, angry and alone, laid out in front of him the bad path. I saw it. And this path was a circle, round and round. So I changed it. Who said it?
Man, that sounded just like Marcus Aurelius from Gladiator.
If only Gladiator had
Time
time
travel.
travel in it.
Father to a mother's son. husband to a murdered wife. I've walked in a circle with some little figurines in the dirt. I don't know. Can you repeat what you said? Because now I'm like confused with Gladiator.
Then I saw it. I saw a mom who would die for her son, a man who would kill for his wife, a boy, angry and alone, laid out in front of him the bad path. I saw it, and the path was a circle, round and round. So I changed it.
I don't know, Sarah Connor and Terminator 3? I don't know. Not 3, but 2.
No.
Fuck, I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I have no idea.
swing and a miss. This is from the movie Looper.
Oh, man. I've seen that one time, and
This
it's a
is
very good movie.
the young Joe Simmons, who's played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is wearing those weird prosthetics to make him look more and more like Bruce Willis, which still made him look really, really weird. Okay.
His eyes were weird the entire movie.
Well, yeah, it was the prosthetics.
Oh. Oh.
You were right. It wasn't my dad I saw earlier. It was me. I saw myself conjuring the Patronus before. I knew I could do it this time because I had already done it. Does that make sense? Who said it? Horrible accent. God.
Man, what? Wait a minute. So he saw himself, he thought it was his dad, but it's actually him?
Mm-hmm.
Golly, man. I'm gonna get so mad I have no freaking clue, dude. Time traveling movie. I thought it was my dad, but it turned out it was me. And I already had done it. I don't know. Hot Tub Time Machine?
Nice. This would be Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Never seen it.
And it was done by Harry. And that's the one I was like, oh, that's the egregious one.
I have not seen them all.
Oh, man. This coming this fall to a review near you.
I probably will. I don't.
I have all
Can't
8
get
movies.
into it.
Okay. There's 3 more.
God, there's 8 of them? Those 7 books.
No, there's 8 movies. The last movie was a 2-parter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So far, you are 11 and 6. Let's see if you can get the last ones. Come find me when you wake up. Who said it? Or more like, come find me when you wake up.
It's either Inception or Avatar. But there's no time travel. Come find me when you wake up?
Mm-hmm. This is a really good movie, too. I mean, all these movies are good.
Come find me when you wake up. Matrix? Come find... Wake up. You want to go there?
It is not System of a Down. I'm sorry.
I don't.
Give up?
I'm gonna hate myself. Yeah, I give up.
So the movie is called Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh my gosh, Emily Blunt,
Rita,
and
Emily
Tom
Blunt.
Cruise.
Yep.
Dude, yes, of course.
Come find me when you wake up.
He keeps replaying. It's like Groundhog Day, but with like shooting and aliens and stuff. It's so good.
2 more. You gotta get.
Dang.
You gotta come on. You gotta get one of these.
Dang.
Oh my God.
She was supposed to be Black Widow.
Yeah, she was. She still. Did you hear, like, you know, not to segue away, but she was like, she's not really into like superhero movies. So like the chances of him and her husband,
John Krasinski.
yeah, playing the Fantastic Four couple that everyone wants them to play. She's like, I'm just not into superhero movies. And again, that could just be a ploy to just throw people off the scent or whatever, or just get off her back. But was kind of bummed about that. I'm like, you've been being badasses in all these other movies. How can you not, like, you know, suck it up for, like, you know, MCU role of a lifetime? Anyway.
Instead of it's gonna be Emma Stone and Jonah Hill.
Oh, whoa. That'd be... Huh. Huh.
Make you think, huh?
Huh.
Makes you think.
All right.
It's like...
Question number 19. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think. Who said it?
Oh my gosh, I just saw that movie. Is it Loki? No, hold on. No.
I'll repeat it again. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think.
I just saw that movie. Like, I just recently watched that movie again. Oh man, I feel like it's Morgan Freeman, but it's not. Not Morgan Freeman. Yeah, Morgan Freeman, but it's not. A god.
I'm not the god.
Not the god.
I don't think. Give up?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Shoot myself.
you've seen Groundhog Day. This was said by Phil, who's played by Bill Murray. I guess not. They're literally.
No way.
They're,
Space Jam?
huh?
Wait, go ahead.
What are you talking about?
You said Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray. From Groundhog
He's in Space
Day.
Jam.
He is in Space
He's
Jam.
in Groundhog Day?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we'll move on.
Oh, Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was from Groundhog Day.
Yeah, that was from Groundhog
Right?
Day, yes.
Oh, okay. Man, dude, I haven't seen that since, like...
I know, when you kept saying it, I was like, I just saw that movie. I'm like, you saw Groundhog Day recently? When? Like, where was this?
No, I was thinking of, like, a different line.
Sure.
Like something with God. You'll never be a god.
All right.
Loki.
Last one.
Infinity War. Dude, bro. Huh?
You're quasi-evil. You're semi-evil. You're the margin of evil. You're the Diet Coke of evil. Just 1 calorie. Not evil enough. Who said it?
Really? Dr. Evil? From Austin Powers Gold Member? Spy Who Shagged Me?
Yes, I'll give you that. Yep. Remember, they went back in time to steal Austin Powers' mojo. And
Mojo.
it
In
technically makes
1969 or
it
something
a
like that.
time travel movie. So
Jeez.
out of 20, you got 12 correct, sir. You know,
That's a failure.
that's, you know,
Hey, 12 is a good number.
that'll get you in the playoffs.
7 Super Bowls.
That'll get you in the playoffs. That'll get you, that'll get you in the Hall of Fame.
That'll get me in the play-in tournament for
the
NBA
NBA.
playoffs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm still on the fence about that, but it is what it is.
Hey, as long as the Mavericks are not in it, so
Yeah, I think it's funny. Is like they added this thing and no one wants to be in that play-in thing, except the people who are like, except the people who are like 9th and 10th. They're like, yes, just get us in, just give us a chance. And that is tonight's Who Said It segment. Again, brought to you by Time. A little time travel action for you. And we're going to close.
The Greenstone.
Yeah, the Greenstone. Yep. So yeah, we're going to close off tonight with a little birthday action for you guys. Yeah, let's do that, shall we? It's very light. And I'm not even kidding. I looked and looked, and I was like, this is, and I'm like, really? This is it, huh? So, we have, this week, again, I looked from, gosh, what was the beginning of this week? I looked from the 9th all the way to the 15th this week, and I was like, well, literally, okay, that's fine. We were so heavy last week. I'm not surprised that we don't have a week where it's really super light. May 13th, speaking of Tenet, Robert Pattinson, he turned 35 on May 13th. He was in Water for Elephants. He was obviously in Twilight. He was in Harry Potter. And he's going to be in some movie next year. I forget what it's called.
The Batman.
The Batman.
No, so I was about to yell out, man, you missed, there's a whole bunch of birthdays. The first one on the list. But it turns out this is all birthdays for next week. I said celebrity birthday this week. It's showing me stuff from the 16th through the 22nd. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the first one it shows is Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yeah, that's not.
Wait, that's not a celebrity.
That's not. I mean, he's celebrity for different reasons, but
for different reasons.
What website are you on?
No, it's Google.
Why are you going on Silk Road? What is that?
And then there's Pierce Brosnan on the 16th, but this is all stuff from next week, so we'll go over that later on.
Yeah.
Not Jeffrey Dahmer though. Okay, great.
Yeah, literally, it just like we literally happened to hit a oasis of birthdays this week, but May 14th, the only other day that we saw birthdays worthy of the Broview, Kate Blanchett, or is it Kate Blanchett? I've heard two different versions. Yeah, Kate Blanchett. She'll be turning 52 on the 14th. She is hella.
Hell of a.
Mm-hmm. And oh god, what was her name? Lady.
She's 5'9". Wow.
Lady Galadriel. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's a tall glass of water, as you would say. Stop looking it up. See you highlighting. Tim Roth turns 60. Come on.
Abomination.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should know who Tim Roth is, like, from Hulk, man. Oh, and I heard some news.
He'll be back.
Hulk, by the way.
He'll be back.
Today. But, yeah, he turned 60. He's from, obviously, The Incredible Hulk. He did this great show called Lie to Me on NBC or whatever that was I thought it was really, really good, about a guy who, he does criminal investigation, but he can literally read every lie or every person who is trying to lie or whatever. He knows every tell and stuff like that. It was really, really good. He was in
Reservoir Dogs.
He was in Reservoir Dogs. He was
Rob Roy with the guy from Taken.
Pulp Fiction. And a very, very underrated movie that I always promote to people.
May I guess what you're going to say?
Yeah.
2001's Planet of the Apes.
No. He was in that movie, but no, very, very underrated movie. One of the first movies that got me down the Tarantino movie catalog. 4 Rooms. It's a hell of a thing to watch. That's as far as I'll go with that. And that is our birthday list this week. It's like hell. I told you, it's very short and sweet birthdays. I do want to shout out to our cousin. Her birthday is on the 16th next week. Might as well do an early shout out for her. She'll be 39, which means I'll be 40 this year. Oh, God. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, I just blow it all up. And that is our show for tonight, guys. We went through the Tenet gambit, and it is just an amazing movie to definitely experience. Gosh, it's I'm hard pressed to say this is a movie that you need to watch. No, this is a movie you need to experience, because you can merely just watch something in passing and have a good time with it. But this is something, again, that Christopher Nolan does some weird, crazy experiments and just seems to exceed at it time in and time out, in my guesstimation. So
And when you watch it, don't try to understand it. Feel it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally.
It's a line from a movie.
No.
From the movie.
Oh no. No, I got you.
No, we got it. No, we got it.
We got it. Yeah. No, we got it. And I wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment, to be honest. Next week, brother, we got do we set that in stone? To do a little Greenland, or because
we'll figure it out.
We got that. We have Those Who Wish Me Dead comes out next week on HBO Max.
Death Wish.
What? Death Wish. Death Wish. I mean, I liked Death Wish. I know a lot of people,
With Bruce Willis?
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
I know a lot of people hated on that movie,
Are you the ice cream man? Yeah, who the F are you? Your last customer. Boom, 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 boom. Just obliterates him, empties a clip.
Mm-hmm.
Greatness.
And
Greenland is on HBO Max, correct?
Yeah, they both are.
Okay.
Greenland has actually came out earlier. And then
last year.
Those Who Wish Me Dead, yeah, is literally coming out with, those who are questioning Angelina Jolie's acting chops. Those Who Wish Me Dead is coming out at the end of this week, and
she is eternally great.
Yeah.
She could be a little salty though.
Yeah, she's definitely wanted. Be careful though; she might be gone in 60 seconds.
Jeez.
Yeah, come on.
I'm out.
And that is our show, guys. Yes, thank you guys for letting us invade your space, your eyes and your ears. Again, drop a like and a follow. We really, really appreciate it. And subscribe to my brother Joshizzle2323 YouTube
and
channel.
I'll see you at the beginning, friend.
Oh, we will see you at the beginning. Yeah, we're just starting the show. What are you talking about? This is the Movie Broview. I don't know if I can do that, what I did earlier. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
Unpop some popcorn and put them up in the cupboard. Yeah.
Nice. I think I filled up my jar, by the way. It seems like I'm making a mental notes of me saying constantly. And I can just feel my jar just filling up right in front of me. I'm sorry. The way this movie tracked this week, just again, you try to put a movie as complicated like this into words. It's not easy, so.
It's WTF in a good way.
Yes, definitely. But for Joshizzle2323, I am Charzar81. This is the Movie Broview. Go pop some popcorn. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Go pop some popcorn and watch a movie.
One man's probability of death is another man's possibility for a life. Good night, everybody.
What was that?
Mm-hmm.
What was that again?
One man's probability of death is another man's possibility for a life.
Very nice.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.